Hello guys, welcome back to Djmatrix TV. In our last lesson, we looked at the factorization method of solving quadratic equations. Today, we are going to look at the proof of the quadratic formula. Yes, we are going to prove the quadratic formula today. Some guys call it the almighty formula. We are going to prove it today, and guess what? It is going to be very simple. I assure you that. Okay, guys, let's get to work. Okay, we have ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is the general form of what? Our quadratic equation. We are required to prove that x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is the almighty formula according to some guys. Okay, so this is our question and this is the answer. So we are to prove that the solution to this equation is x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, guys, let's look at the proof. We are going to prove this step by step. Just pick your paper and your pen and follow me gradually. We are going to do it in steps so that it will be very easy for you to understand. Okay, let's look at the first step. The first step says take the constant to the right hand side. Plus c is our constant. So when taking to the right hand side, we have ax squared plus bx equal to minus c. Okay, let's look at the second step. The second step says the coefficient of x squared must be a unit. Okay, it must be 1. That is, this our a must be 1. Okay, so for us to make the coefficient of x squared 1, we have to divide both sides by a. Okay, so if we do that, we are going to have ax squared plus bx all over a is equal to minus c all over a. So at this point, this a here at the numerator will cancel the a at the denominator, so that we will have x squared plus b over ax is equal to minus c all over a. I hope you are getting it. All right, let's continue in the next slide. This is what we have. Now, the next step is what? Multiply the coefficient of x by half, comma, square the result, and add it to both sides of the equation. This is a 3-in-1 step. Okay, so b over a is the coefficient of x. Okay, as you can see, this is x, not x squared, but x. Okay, so b over a is the coefficient of x. So what we have to do is to multiply it by half, and we'll have b over 2a. Now, the next is what? To square it. Okay, when squared, we'll have b over 2a all squared. Is that clear? Then b squared is what? B squared, all right? Then 2a squared is what? 4a squared. Now, the last thing to do here under this step, okay, is to add it to both sides. That is, we are adding b squared all over 4a squared to both sides of this beautiful equation. Okay, so we are adding this. Okay, we add b squared over 4a squared. Then we move to the right hand side and do same. We are going to add b squared over 4a squared to the right hand side as well. Now we have x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared equal to minus c all over a plus b squared all over 4a squared. Okay, now friends, let's look at the left hand side of our equation. Now, this left hand side is called a perfect square trinomial. All right, guys, let me give you examples of perfect square trinomials. Let's look at this quadratic expression. We have x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, let's look at the coefficient of x, which is 8. Let's divide it by 2 to give us what? 4. 4 squared is what? 16. Okay, so if this is true and the first term is also a perfect square, then the expression is a perfect square trinomial. Okay, so all perfect square trinomials must have the first term and last term as what? Perfect squares. Okay, and if you divide the coefficient of the middle term, which is x, okay, by 2 and square it, you get the last term. All right, and there is a very simple way of factorizing perfect square trinomials. So x squared plus 8x plus 16 can be factorized as x plus 4 all power 2. This 4 is always the half of the coefficient of what? X. So in this case, the coefficient of x is plus 8. So half of plus 8 is what? 4. So we have x plus 4 all squared. If you expand this, if you expand x plus 4 all squared, we are getting back x squared plus 8x plus 16. All right. Now, another instance of a perfect square trinomial is x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, let me ask you now, how can we factorize this? Okay, so we factorize this by what? Writing what? S minus 3 all squared. I hope that is clear. All right, so x minus 3 all squared is a factorized form of this perfect square trinomial. So guys, having learned what a perfect square trinomial is, let's go back to the left hand side of our equation. As I said earlier, this left hand side is a perfect square trinomial which can be factorized as x plus b over 2a all squared. Alright, b over 2a is the half of the coefficient of x. Okay, the coefficient of x is what? B over a. So if we multiply it by half, we have b over 2a. Okay, just watch what happened here. Same thing played out here. Okay, let's look at the right hand side of our equation. So we can actually rearrange the right hand side to make it look neater. So b squared over 4a squared can come first, then followed by minus c all over a. So guys, let's continue in the next page. So we have x plus b over 2a all squared equal to b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. So let's take the LCM of the right hand side. We'll have b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So guys, the next thing we do is what? To take the root of both sides. Okay, we'll take the square root of both sides. All right, and when that happens, you know that square will always cancel our square root. So they are going to cancel out. So when the square cancels the square root, we are left with what? S plus b over 2a equal to plus or minus root of what? B squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. They are all inside a big square root. Okay, don't forget, we are looking for x. Okay, it's as good as saying we are trying to make x the subject of the formula. So this being the case, this plus b over 2a needs to go to the right hand side. All right, so our x will be what? Minus b over 2a plus or minus root of what? B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You might be wondering what happened to our 4a squared. Of course, this square root covers 4a squared. So we have taken the root of 4a squared to get 2a. Don't forget that root of a over b is same as what? Root of A all over root of B. So looking at our equation, you can see that the denominators are common. So we're going to use 1, okay, and join our numerators. So finally, our x is what? Minus b plus or minus b squared root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this is our answer. This is the final result. Alright guys, this is the end of the proof, and I know it's very simple. You know, when I was in secondary school, I couldn't understand this proof very well, so I had to cram it. Please don't be like me. Having seen this video, I know you quite understood the whole thing. Enjoy. In our next lesson, we are going to solve a couple of quadratic equations using this formula, okay? We call it solving quadratic equations by formula method. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. Thank you. See you in our next lesson. Bye.